6:42. Me and Ralph Lauren share the same birthday. I'm born fresh, almost 25 and alive. That's so blessed. My mind's in its prime, my rhymes are unthreshed. I stay smoking fresh, so I'm never overstretched. So you fucking with the best. So best have your shit in order before you cross the border into Jacksonville, Florida. It's sharks in the water and gators in the swamp and jags in the jungle. But don't get your ass chomped. Snapback crack, little ass shirt, big time rama, bitch I got that work. Part-time jerk, still adored by the skirts. See money make it come, but sizzle make a squirt. True story, a bitch never took me on Maury. I stay looking down for suckers from 12 stories. Like what the fuck you mean, man? I'm all about the green, but they gotta be fresh, no glory. Get that, glory greens? No. I mean, just in case you did, I just wanna make sure you understand the rap, you know what I'm saying? It's not 642. You sister, Mr. Everybody, Curry, Iceberg, Jimmy Brown.
Hey, yo, Burn, this shit's crazy, man.
Okay, what up, Chef? Hey, pass me the boys out. Hey, pass me that inhaler.
Me and Scott Baio share the same birthday, so I'm in charge. Tell them losers that them being on top's not in the cards like 11. So how I talk an angel down from heaven. Take
Check.
to a restaurant
1, 2.
where only apples are ingested. I'm sorry, I think I might have gave the wrong impression that you suckers being better than you are. Keep stressing, do the math. I'm about to school you dudes with the lesson. Me plus my alter ego equals musical progression. Your song minus me.
You. What up, world? What's good? What is good? How y'all doing out there, man? Y'all hear me? Let me know if y'all hear me out there. No, I've been having these technical difficulties, these problems. So let me know what is good. Welcome to Blues House, man, where we take that deep dive into the heart of entertainment, pop culture, news, and whatnot. I am Blue Minotti. You know who I am, man. Whether you're here for the latest celebrity school. So let's get this thing rocking. Do something. Internet is internet. We good. We back. We bike. We bike. Can I remove this person? All right. What's up, y'all? Let's hit that intro real quick. I think I got an intro. Did I delete? I think I deleted my intro, y'all.
Just clap your hands, everybody clap your hands. 2 to 3 in the back, clap your hands. Come on, in the front, clap your hands. Let me hear.
Okay, I guess it don't want to play. It's acting. I'm telling you, man, this thing been stupid, idiotic. Let's do this. Leave. Yep. Let's do this. Let's try that intro again, man. I don't know. They need to get my money back.
Everybody, clap your hands. 2 to 3 in the back, clap your hands. Come on, in the front, clap your hands. Let me hear.
Yo, Professor Film Fan, what's good? James McD, hey yo, what is up? What's good? Let's get into this, man. Y'all know how I be feeling about Marvel lately. Y'all know I've been going in. We've been having a back and forth on Twitter, good conversations on threads and things of that nature. Article came out about, I think this was from the Direct. Let me see. Let me share this because y'all know how the homie do. Y'all know how I do. Where is it at? Let's share my window. Boom. Let's share this, man. Let's get into this article. Get into this article. Says Disney reportedly unhappy with Marvel's 2026 Marvel slate, and they say here's how Marvel can fix it. Now y'all know me, and I'm gonna do it a little bit later on how Marvel can really fix what's going on in the MCU. But let's get through this article real quick. Says Marvel Studios could fill its sparse 2026 release calendar with special anniversary screenings of its beloved hits or reconfigure Disney Plus shows. Not a bad idea. Not a bad idea. They could totally do that. Or I'm sorry, I'm doing the wrong thing. Where am I at? Oh man, hold on, y'all. I got so many tabs up. I didn't hit the wrong. Let me go back at it. They could totally do that, right? They could totally do that. But I don't know if they should, right? I really don't know if they should. I think instead of doing that, they need to or maybe they should. Now that I think about it, maybe they should try to reconnect audiences with their older stuff. Maybe they should go into re-syndicate their things, you know what I'm saying, their old stuff. Maybe that would work. Now that I think about it, maybe that would work. Since Disney CEO Bob Iger is reportedly displeased with Marvel Studios' dearth of scheduled theatrical releases for 2026, and while it might seem impossible for Marvel to get at least one more movie into theaters within roughly the next 18 months, there are ways that Kevin Feige-led subsidiary could still lure ticket buyers between now and the release of Doomsday at Avengers Doomsday. Doomsday, the first big screen Avengers adventure, is 7 years and the fifth Avengers film overall. Was recently delayed from May 1st to 2026 to December 18th to 2026. Just a day later, two other unnamed MCU movies were removed from their respective release dates, February 13th and November 6th of 2026. This leaves just one other movie besides Doomsday on Marvel's docket for next year, Spider-Man Brand New Day, currently scheduled to swing in the theaters July 31st, 2026. Now, I would say that this is a bad idea because you should take this opportunity to bolster and tell the stories of the people in the roster that you had sitting in them seats, right? You had them bring those chairs out with the names on the back of those chairs. We still don't have a Shang-Chi, right? It's great film. I think it would be dope to try to do something with the Marvel situation, try to fix that situation with Carol and Miss Marvel and Photon. Try to fix that. Something, a special anniversary, something. Just, you got to figure out a way to fix these things, because as of right now, you finna jump into Doomsday coming off of Thunderbolts, which flopped, right? Fantastic. Oh, and Captain America, which flopped. Fantastic Four, which is probably gonna flop, you know what I mean? Or it might just break even or do just enough to say, you know, to get the people to say, oh, I told y'all Marvel was back, right? But then there's gonna be a long gap in that, and then we're jumping from Fantastic Four to Doomsday. That's a crazy leap. And y'all know Spider-Man, from what I'm understanding, Spider-Man is not going to have anything to do with what's going on with Doomsday and everything like that, right? According to the N. Snyder, this lack of output has severely vexed Bob Iger, the CEO of Disney, especially because Brand New Day, like all MCU Spider-Man movies, is a co-production with Sony, thus offers Disney a greatly diminished share of the box office. So that's another thing too. They not getting paid for Spider-Man, right? They're not getting the all that money is going to Sony. Sony gets that money. Majority of that boat goes back to Sony. I don't know what the deal is, but I'm guessing that deal is just having the opportunity to use Spider-Man in the MCU. I don't know what the splits is, you know what I'm saying? But whatever those splits is, seems like Bob Iger's like, that ain't enough. So he's not even looking at Spider-Man as an MCU film or something that really benefits Disney and Marvel on their end. Even given the substantial amount of time it takes to produce an MCU movie, Marvel Studios is completely bereft of options for wooing fans to theaters next year. There are at least two ways Feige, etc., could still save their 2026. So I want to hear this. It says anniversary screenings of beloved MCU hits with special footage. Now, that's not a bad idea. Re-releasing some of these movies just to get people back hype, back into the Marvel train. That's not a bad idea, right? This past April, Disney discovered that audiences are willing to pay to see older franchise offerings on the big screen. 20th anniversary re-release of Lucasfilm Star Wars Episode 3 Revenge of the Sith opened to a staggering 42.2 million worldwide. There's no reason Marvel couldn't follow suit. They have a myriad of fan favorite films celebrating big anniversaries in 2026. Thor and Captain America First Avenger both turned 15. Captain America Civil War and Doctor Strange both turned 10, as does the original Deadpool, a Fox production now owned by Disney. Now, if they was to do that, what I would do is I would take those movies for whatever that time leading up to that time. I would take those movies or whatever that they choose to release, if they are doing these 20th anniversaries of Thor, Captain America, and I would probably throw Iron Man in there just to do so. I would take them off of streaming. That's what I would do. I would take them off of streaming. That way, you can't go run and watch them on Disney Plus. You know what I mean? I would take them off of streaming. Says this might be especially true if Marvel Studios was to include special footage with these screenings that could come in several forms, such as expanded cuts into which deleted scenes have been reinserted. Similar to what Sony did with Spider-Man No Way Home. Behind the scenes bonus material that plays before or after the movie, similar to what Marvel did with Avengers Endgame, or a special extended preview of Doomsday, similar to how Warner Brothers attached a lengthy preview of Superman to Minecraft this year. It's not hard to imagine that Marvel fans would entice by these kinds of bonuses, especially if they otherwise starved for new audience. And I would do that in the sense of, what if they did this? If they was doing something, what if they did during these lulls, if they did to the point to where, especially with some of their movies that didn't hit, like from other phases, like the Marvels and all of this, what if they did an event? You know what I'm saying? And they titled this event and they had these movies playing simultaneously. Hey, come for the Marvel experience at AMC, at Cinemark, at all of these big brand movies. You know what I'm saying? Re-release, get people back hyped for these movies. Some people went to see, some people didn't go to the movies to see the Marvels, right? They waited. And then after they waited, they were like, dang, maybe I should have went to see the Marvels in the theaters. I think you do stuff like that to figure out a way to, because if these people are going to be in Doomsday, a lot of people gonna want to know what's going on. Re-releasing X-Men, the Fox X-Men, right? Re-releasing the Fox X-Men, especially since some of those characters are gonna be showing up in Doomsday. I think that would be a good way to advertise or to reinvigorate the market. I would say that. And I wouldn't even try. The thing is, how would you do it? And do they need to make money off of this by doing it? Right? If they did it at like a discounted rate, to get people to just come back and just want to go and enjoy whatever said experience this is at a discounted rate, I think that'd be fire. Because now that is an added experience that people can come and enjoy without breaking their bank before going to see Doomsday. So, you know, it says rethink new Disney Plus shows as theatrical MCU releases. That ain't bad, right? This seems like the far less likely route given the financial and logistical hurdles, but another option would be for Marvel Studios to reconceptualize at least one of their upcoming Disney shows into a theatrical movie. For example, their 2026 Punisher reboot, which we will see John Bernthal return as Frank Castle, could be lengthening from an hour-long special presentation to a 90-minute feature film. That ain't bad. Now, that's not what I was thinking of. I was thinking of taking already existing shows and, you know, putting them together, you know, as theatrical releases. right? Edit them as theatrical releases. And I don't know how much that would cost extra, but imagine seeing some of these shows like Agatha, Echo, or whatever as theatrical releases. Make a little money off of them. You know what I'm saying? Make it an event. Like I said, Marvel needs to figure out how to make their brand event-like again. They have to figure that out. Once they figure that out, I think they will be on the right track. I think they'll be all right. Conversely, Wonder Man, which stars Yahya Abdul-Mateen as an actor turned superhero, Simon Williams, this Wonder Man. I don't know about Wonder Man. Could potentially be partially a reshoot and re-edited to accommodate a more theatrical friendly runtime. The program will consist of 8 30-minute long episodes and is currently scheduled to debut in December of this year. While fans wait to see how Marvel Studios will choose to beef up their slate for 2026, they can take comfort knowing that the next chapter in the MCU, the heavily anticipated Fantastic Four First Steps, will hit theaters July 25th, 2025. Yeah. I guess but I just don't think they got faith in Wonder Man. And plus, I don't think Wonder Man stays around. I think Wonder Man was done just to appease a certain crowd, and I don't think that they're gonna be levying their full might behind this show. I really don't. Even with Ironheart, like I don't think they're gonna be levying their full might behind Ironheart. I really don't. But that's another one. They talk about Wonder Man. Why not reconfigure Ironheart to go to the theaters? That's the whole thing. Yeah, why not reconfigure Ironheart to go to the theaters? To me, something like that makes more sense because we just saw Ironheart, or she's coming off of Black Panther: Wakanda Forever, which was a couple years ago, but at least the audiences should know who she is. So there will be a precedent. There's already a precedent set for the audience to come and see her on the big screen. That would just make sense to me anyway. That would just make sense. I still don't believe that they did enough due diligence. And I know who's behind. I know Ryan Coogler's behind it. I don't think Ryan Coogler really cares about that IP the way that they're trying to make him care, or it seems like he cares. I don't think he cares about the IP. I really don't. But I could be wrong. You know what I mean? I could be wrong. Y'all know how I be in here talk about Marvel. Stamina, what up, Stamina? London, straight out of London. What's up, man? Good day to you, mate. Every time Disney tried to take a Disney Plus show and turn it into a movie, it doesn't end well. This, to me, wouldn't be about monetary gain to me. And I could be wrong, James. I could be wrong. To me, it's not about monetary gain. It's about just trying, because if they can create an atmosphere and get people just talking about Marvel in a good sense. What they need to do is they need to go through the socials and see what people are actually saying is good. You know what I'm saying? Real, not just, because it's trending. Because the thing, I think they believe because a thing is trending that it's good, right? Ironheart trend, so it must be good. Or Captain America Brave New World trending, so we got one. No, trending could be about either bad shit or good shit, right? You trending doesn't tell you whether it's good trend or a bad trend. You just trending. So they need to they need to parse out what people are really saying about these IPs and the products that they're putting out. And remember, they came out and said they're gonna be sitting down with I don't know if they say YouTubers, but actual audiences. They're gonna be doing surveys and all. Where's that at? Where's that at? I thought that was supposed to be one of the big pushes, where they're gonna be getting just random everyday Joes to sit down and watch some of this stuff and actually get a get some feedback to know what's really going on out in the world, to see what's good and what's bad. I have not seen anything of that yet. Did Thunderbolts go through that? I don't know. Right? I don't know. But from what I understand, we haven't seen any of that yet. We haven't seen any of that yet. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, anniversary releases. Streaming to theater crossovers. Punisher could be one. Punisher could be a decent one. You know what I'm saying? John Bernthal has, I don't want to say he has the audience, but he's a draw. I think John Bernthal is a draw. I think he's a great actor. People like the Punisher. The Punisher does well in the theaters for the most part, I would say. I want to say it does decent. You know what I'm saying? And with it having an MCU stamp on it, I think it would even do better. Andre, well, what's good, buddy? What is good? What's good? What you think of this? What Marvel should do in the law of, because it seems like Iger is mad that you don't have no product coming out in 2026 for the most part for Marvel. Seems like Iger is heated. Like, what you gonna do? What are you gonna do? And like I said, I'm gonna get into it in the next segment. I think Feige is think his seat is hot. You know what I'm saying? I think Feige's seat is hot, and people don't want to talk about it, but I think his seat is hot. I think his seat. Rob Liefeld put it real simple today about if this was sports, Feige probably would have been fired already. If this was sports, Feige probably would have been handed his walking papers already. You know what I mean? So yeah, would y'all actually pay to see a Disney Plus series like an Echo or Punisher, Ironheart, hell, even Moon Knight? Would y'all pay to see that, like with a director's cut, bonus scenes, and extended multiverse tie-ins, certain things that they tried to do, and they put that on the big screen? You know what I'm saying? Would y'all see that? Would y'all go to watch that? Would y'all go to the theaters to watch that? And this also goes into the quality versus quantity situation, right? Because that's what the big push is lately. Quality over quantity. Quality over, that's all you hear them saying. Oh, we're trying to do quality over quantity. To me, they got to find an even ground, right? They got to find something even, because you can't just slow down and not do nothing. Oh, we're just going to give y'all Avengers movies. Like, you can't do that, because you've already set it up to where what we're looking at. You know what I'm saying? You've already set that up to what the audience is expecting from you guys. You know what I mean? And so you kind of have to still stand on that precedent that you set to the audiences. You got to stand on that, man. Got to stand on that. As far as Iger's feelings go, he can either walk it off or delay something already slated. Ain't no way to make anything new. Not enough time, at least. It don't have to be a lot of content, because I think in some shows this already can be chopped into something theatrical. You know, part 1 through 3 is showing this day. Part 2, you know what I'm saying? And that's what I mean by making an event. So all week long, it's Ironheart event. Could be the first one to see Ironheart in theaters. Parts 1, 2, and 3 show up. It's $5 tickets or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Then when you get in there, big merch sales, try to sell merch, all these things like that. But I don't know how many episodes Ironheart is, but shit, hell, they dropping 3 episodes the first day on Disney Plus. Now imagine if you took those first 3 episodes and did it for theaters. Remember, that's what they wanted to do with Inhumans. Remember, before Feige pitched the bitch fit about Inhumans and what Perlman was doing, I want to say it was Perlman. Was it Ike Perlmutter? Ike Perlmutter, I'm sorry. What he wanted to do, that's what they want to do. They wanted to they wanted to take the Inhuman show and do 2 parts, part 1 and part 2 on theaters, and then the show would just be playing on, I think it was ABC at the time, right? And I mean, glad they didn't do it, because that Inhuman show was terrible. That was a bad show. But either way, that concept I don't think is a bad concept, right? I don't think that concept is bad. Truthful Rain, what up, bro? He said they have nothing good coming. Truthful Rain said they ain't got nothing good coming. Why even do that? Why even do that? Jamie D said, the more I think about it, the kind of episodic theater release does well for The Chosen. Yeah, I'm just saying, I think that works. An episodic release in theater, because I think this is what I think, that they're forgetting what a theater is. I think all of these, and maybe this is the way of the future is, for theaters, which is actually going back to the original concept of like theaters. Now these studios think theater just big budget, right? Not just I can show a TV, because it's just a theater, it's just a screen that's projecting whatever. If it's your property, I can make a show right now and just have it shown on theaters. Episode 1 shown, as long as I buy said theater, and they have the money to buy the they already got the contracts and everything like that. So imagine if you instead of just throwing it onto this medium, which is streaming, I say, you know what, I'm gonna repackage it just like us content creators do. We repackage our stuff and put it on different platforms. They can do the same thing. That's all I'm saying. I think they need to look at things like that in order to be financially profitable, or to make a dent, to get people back excited and get people, because they want theaters to work too. Streaming is capped out. Streaming caps out. Them theaters don't cap out. Streaming does. You know what I'm saying? So if they can get people to get back into theaters that way, and figure out a proper ticket price point for, like you said, those episodic releases of TV shows or whatever, I think it'll work. Now, and I'm just spitballing. I'm just talking off the top of my head, but I think it works. I really do. You know what I'm saying? Stanley says Ironheart has 6 episodes, best I could tell. They did the similar thing with the first couple episodes of What If. Didn't fail, but wasn't the coup they hoped it to be. But you got to keep them. I guess you're right. But to me, you have to keep pushing. Ironheart has 6 episodes. So I do 3 one day, or maybe I do 2 one day. No, I want to at least do an hour and a half. So 3 and 3. So leading into the weekend, I go Thursday, Friday, Ironheart. Leading into the weekend, right? And then next week, or I take 2 weeks off and let that just marinate in the theaters, 5 along. Then I drop it on Disney Plus. You see what I'm saying? Like that's a way to get content out. That's a way to get content out. These YouTubers, they do that all the time, right? Segment it out, and then they drop the whole thing on whatever platform they want to drop it on. Some people put it on Patreon. Like you only get this, and then if you want the whole thing, go to Patreon. They got to figure out how to pipeline this stuff to the areas that they want. And I think it'll be cheaper than the huge marketing that they normally do. I think it'll be cheaper. I don't necessarily say cheaper, but I think they will reap the benefits better if they pipelined their stuff this way. That's all. If they pipelined it same way we supposed to be doing, I think it works. I think that's a way to really get engagement too. I think you get more engagement that way. You know what I'm saying? Plus, I mean, come on, they gotta try something, and I think that's why Iger is mad, because it's like, Marvel, what are y'all doing? Y'all not even trying to reinvigorate it. Yeah, y'all are doing diverse characters that don't nobody care about. But how y'all, when y'all do these diverse characters, y'all just drop them off. Hey, I know y'all don't know who this is, but hey, it's got the Marvel Studios stamp on it. Go check it out. And that's not how it works, man. So you got this declining enthusiasm, right, from the fans, from post Endgame, and you're not doing anything about it. You're not doing anything to help the fans come to the movie theater or to watch your stuff. Box office misses, Quantumania, the Marvels, lately, Captain America, Thunderbolts. Why is there a drop off? Like, has it really changed that much? Did you really lose that much of your audience that you have a drop off? Does Disney Plus really play that big of a role into, I'm going to just wait this out? You know what I'm saying? I'm going to just wait this out. Because and that's what I'm seeing now. Oh, that Captain America wasn't that bad. That Captain America wasn't that bad. No, it was as bad as it was. The reason why it was as bad as it was is because you didn't go see it. And you knew you weren't going to go see it is because, hey, I could just wait to watch it on Disney Plus. It is what it is. It's not, oh, it wasn't that bad. You just was like, do I want to spend my money on Cap? Well, know why? Because they didn't make you believe that Captain America was worth to go watch in the movie theaters. It ain't got nothing to do with the people who was doing the racist stuff or the people who was calling it, that word, that W word. I don't even want to entertain that word, but you know what I'm saying? Like, it ain't just that. That's a small percentage of people. They didn't do the job to get you, the people who really wanted to go see that movie or the people who like Captain. They didn't do enough to get you to come to the theaters. Because you said, hey, you're not doing enough. And since you're not doing enough, I'll just wait. I'm watching on Disney Plus. They got to make it to where I don't want you to watch it on Disney Plus yet. I don't want you to just have the opportunity to wait at home. I don't want that. Because if I know you have the opportunity to wait at home, think about it, and I'm showing my age, y'all see the grays. Blockbuster. I come from that era. Movie rentals. I come from that era. A movie would come out, and if we really wanted to see it, we'll go see it. Wonder why? Because we knew we might never. It'd take a year and a half for that movie to show up at Blockbuster. We be done forgot them. Oh snap! It's at Block. You know what I'm saying? And we'd be surprised and happy. Oh snap! They got it. Because we missed it at the movie theater. But now I gotta wait. Damn, I ain't get a chance to see it. I gotta wait. Damn, this thing forever. I done had a whole nother birthday by the time this movie hit Blockbuster. But that's a good thing. That's a good thing. Because now it makes you, it's FOMO. They're not creating FOMO. There it is. They are not creating FOMO. The fear of missing out. And I think Iger knows that. Y'all are not creating FOMO. What can we do to create FOMO? Because us as an audience, we know we're not going to miss out. We're not going to miss out. That shit going to be on Disney Plus in 2 months. In 2 months, it's going to be on Disney Plus. Ain't going to be in the theaters long. You see what I'm saying? And then when it's out of theaters, they still don't try to capitalize off of it monetarily to make us still say, oh, well. Because how long can you rent it before it's on Disney Plus for free? How long do they distribute it out to all of these other places as a premium rental? Remember, people were saying Disney Plus was crazy for charging. I forgot what they charged for Black Widow. They need to go back to premium rentals. If you're going to put it on Disney Plus right after the theaters, yep, make them pay extra. Make them pay extra for these big grandiose movies that y'all do. And I ain't just talking to Disney neither when I say this. Warner Brothers with Max. If you just got a big, huge movie that came out of theaters and it only did the 60 to 90 days, whatever that window is now, make it a premium rental. Now that's all your money. You don't have to worry about the box office because now you are the box office. That way, when Marvel's is a flop or Quantumania or whatever threshold we need to get, let's see, can we get it over in rentals? And the only place y'all can rent from, I ain't gonna say the only place, but one of the most, you know what I'm saying, since it's our thing, come rent from us first. Make it to where they got to come rent from you first. Come see me. And don't do some crazy $19.99 rent. That's another thing too. Quit with the crazy rentals. Movie rentals was not that much back in the day. And I know inflation, but has it inflated to $20 to rent? $20 and make it Or you can do tiers with rentals. How long you want to rent this movie for? Yeah, I want to rent it for 2 days. All right, 48 hours. 48 hours could be $20. 72 hours can, you know what I'm saying? You can do tiers with the rentals. I don't know, man. I don't know. And then, is there Disney Plus fatigue? Is there fatigue on? I don't think it's a fatigue on Disney Plus because I don't believe people use Disney Plus like that. I don't believe people use Disney Plus like that. You know what I'm saying? I don't think it's nothing on there to where the when I'm going through my show, you know what I'm saying? Let's say you got three Netflix, whatever, you know what I'm saying? Whatever you streaming on, three streaming networks that you use. I don't think Disney Plus is like a go-to. Let me go check and see what's new on Disney Plus. Because it ain't got the content on there. You go straight to Netflix. Oh, snap. Netflix. Every week, Netflix got something for everybody on there for the most part. Max got something for everybody on there for the most part. Apple coming up into the game. You know what I'm saying? Premium content, quality content. They got to overhaul everything over there at Marvel and Disney. They got, I know Iger's like, man, because I be listening to those investor calls. As an investor myself, I listen to those investor calls, those meetings. And I know he getting tired of a lot of the stuff that they calling in and asking. Shit got to change, bro. When it comes to that sector, they winning on other things, but when it comes to this Marvel stuff, you know, and now with this release calendar looking half empty, what Iger supposed to do? Man, what you ain't got nothing, dog. Then they removed they removed two movies. Come on, man. Let me hit the chat before I get into my next topic. Let me see what y'all talking about in the chat. Let's see. True said they need to rehire the deviant, Josh Whedon, or Bo DeMaio. I don't think that bring, but I think Bo is too much issues with Bo. Bo is a good writer. I don't know Bo personally to say whether he's right or wrong, so I'm gonna just leave that there. But talented writer. I don't know if he's a good producer. I don't know if he's a good producer. I don't know if I would say he would be good on the team, right? And maybe that's their issue. Maybe they don't have the team that they need to have. Now, could Bo be part of that team? Sure. Bo could be part of that team. Stem says, as well as offering up a value proposition to make it worth the excursion out of the house to wherever the theater is, the travel cost, the time, sync, concession, etc. It's got to be worth it. I agree. But I'm gonna tell you this: that's why you're making an experience, right? When you go to basketball, football, baseball games, they try to make it an experience for you, you know. And it's something. It's always something going on. Like they need to figure out, and only on these dates, how to get into some of these major theaters, because it don't have to be at the everyday AMC, but in some of these major markets for these theaters, if they got to hire actors or whatever, you know what I'm saying? If I don't know, man, they just got to figure out to make it where it's fun to come to the movie theaters to watch these things, or comic, you know, you get a free comic book with this, like t-shirts, you know what I'm saying? Like when you go to when you spend money to go to a basketball game, they have t-shirts on the seats and things, you know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. Like, and to me, maybe they only do one showing. They do one showing, right? Whatever that day is, one showing. It's not, okay, you missed it at 7, you could come back at 9 and watch it. You missed it at 9, okay, you come back at 11. No, one showing. One showing. They put they make it just like a sporting event. Just like a sporting event. Buy your ticket, you show up. Hell, you can even do like a pre-party. Come 30 minutes early, get your drinks. We're gonna party, talk, you know what I'm saying, on the screen. Have Feige or whoever, all of the people who are in it talk and you know what I'm saying? Maybe do a live chat. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like, could you get certain actors, Feige, I don't know, to sit down before the screening to do live chats? People on YouTube asking them questions. You know what I'm saying? Because you got your phone out, you watching them on YouTube live chatting. I don't know. I think they need to learn how to interact with the actual audience. Right? And maybe they can make that a members only thing as well. The only way you can interact in this live chat is on the ticket. You have to, it's a number on the ticket. I don't know. Something to figure out to where it's easy. You can get into members only chat, or the only way your stuff would be answered is we need to know that you bought a ticket and you actually sitting in front of the screen. Stuff like that. Like, I'm coming up with all these ideas, but stuff like that actually helps and it works. Because now that's another incentive to show up to the theater. I get to actually talk to the actors for 15 to 30 minutes before this movie, instead of playing those whack ass ads that they be playing, that they hit you over the head with so many times. Or even after the show. Maybe they do an after show thing, right? After the movie goes off, boom. You know, credits roll. Credits rolls be way too long too. They need to speed them up like they do on TV. But either way, credits roll. After the credits roll, boom, here go Feige, here go one or two of the actors, and they just sit down and they talk about what happened during the filming and things of that nature. Audiences get to interact, you know what I'm saying? For like the last 5 minutes or whatever they're talking about. Boom. That's an added incentive to come into the movie theater. That's an added incentive. You know what I mean? What we got? Stamina says titles ain't been unmissable in a long old time, and as you said, we've been conditioned to know they're waiting. Might be only a 17-day situation. They can't unring that bell now. Yeah, I mean, but they gotta try to figure out how to put some of the genie back in the bottle, right? I'm with you. It's hard to unring that. It's hard to unring that, but they got to figure out how to put that. Some of the genie got to go back in there. Some of it. Money is the subject, but once they raise the value of the products, the money will come. Without that, customer cynicism will go up. Reviews goes down. Movie tickets are already that. Why you spitting the way you spitting, man? Chill out. I'm trying to help. You're not right. But this is why they got to figure out why not to raise the value, I would say. Like, that's the thing. They got to get the audience to come back. Sometimes you got to eat something as a business. Sometimes you just got to let it ride. And they do these, they do trends and all of that. They look at what the future could. Sometimes you just got to let it ride. You got to eat some of this stuff. And I think that's their issue. Greed has played so much of a big part, and it's not just Disney. This is the overall conglomerate of Hollywood and theaters and things of that nature. Anyway, greed has played such a big part that it's pushing the audience away. Because y'all are now taking a lot of my money for subpar entertainment, right? It's like going to a club. You go to the club, you stand in this long, like how many, I don't know, but how many of y'all know about or remember, if you do go clubs or whatever, you stand in this long ass line, you're waiting, right? Get in there, it might be hot. The drinks is a crazy exorbitant amount, right? You know what I'm saying? You go there to have a good time. You think you might leave with a shorty or you might leave with a dude, you know what I'm saying, depending on what your preference is. That don't happen. You just don't have a good time. It's like I said, it's hot, it's crowded, you know what I mean? The food might be bad, like, you know what I'm saying, just a bad experience and sad thing. So and the next time you go, you say, okay, maybe it's one. They've raised the prices on the drinks, right? Or they've raised the prices on the bar food or whatever. And that's what Hollywood is doing. That's what Marvel is doing. Like, you keep giving me, or they take something away. This used to be that, but now it ain't that no more. But you still got to stand this long ass line. Still got to get patted down. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're not making it accommodating to the audience, So Disney Plus values in the archive, not the library. Yeah, but who is Stamina? I'm gonna ask you this question because you're right. Their value is in that, but it's if you're not of my age, because I grew up with the Disney Vault, you know what I mean, and Disney Channel and stuff like that. These kids ain't going back to watch Snow White from the 1930s or 20s or whenever Snow White came out. They're not going back to watch the original Little Mermaid or what is it? What was it called? Not Adventures. Hell, The Lady and the Tramp. They're not doing that, right? They're not doing none of that. It's bad, but so yeah, they have a dope archive, but they're not going to Disney, and they're not making it a situation where they should do like a vault re-release every month, right? Lady and the Tramp month, and we're bringing it out of the, not necessarily bringing it out of the vault because you could just go there anyway, but to where it's a big push to watch Lady and the Tramp from back in the day. You know what I'm saying? Aladdin. Do you like Aladdin? We got their whole UI is bad. It don't make you want to watch nothing on Disney Plus. They need to overhaul it. Q&As are somewhat common at premieres, additional value, but worth paying for it. That's why you make them stay. Don't do it before. And you're right. QAs are coming at premieres, but this is a way to where it's at all theaters. It's not just at the New York premiere. Or this is a way to get everybody involved because I can't go to the New York premiere. I stay in Jacksonville, Florida. We don't even have screenings no more. The free screenings. You know what I'm saying? This is a way for somebody in Middle America to get in and sit down, virtually sit down with a Kevin Feige and a Chris Hemsworth or whoever, right? And get an opportunity for their message to pop up on screen and be read and Feige address them. That's what this is about when doing one of those Q&As, to be able to interact with your actual audience. Because those people that go to the premieres, they got there for free. They're the premiere for free. So for one thing, you're paying, and no disrespect to Straw Hat Goofy, right? Salute to the homie Straw Hat Goofy. Straw Hat Goofy gets a free ticket, goes to the premiere. He asks questions that we want to know, which is fine, but it's him doing it. It's him doing it, right? Imagine Stamina MC sitting in the movie theater in London, right? Credits roll, Feige, Chris Hemsworth, or whoever it is, Anthony Mackie, whatever, right? They sitting there and they talking about giving some extra added bonus footage and talking about how it was made and what they had to do. Then they open it up to the comments, the audience, and they read your, hey man, what are y'all really gonna do? Now the thing is, I know they're gonna screen a lot of those, you know what I'm saying, because they can't just have all these random questions or whatever. But imagine that. To me, I think that would be an added thing to come out the theater to actually do. I think so. Nevia, what up? Nevia says Disney Plus shows really diluted it. True that. They did. So many of the shows should never have seen the light of day. Stanley says post shows theaters won't like for the same reason they don't like 3+ hour films. It just means they can screen less titles per day, less revenue to the cinemas, and they start. No, Arts, I'm not saying this I'm not saying this would happen for everything. I'm just talking about as far as them repackaging some of this stuff. Now, maybe they could do it. Like I said, if they did it like the premiere date, and you had to be here at this date. And maybe Feige and all of them did it twice because of, time zones and things of that nature. I don't know how we would do it on a worldwide platform, but at least here, you know what I'm saying? Because this is what you're really servicing is domestically, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, on a Friday, why not? Why not? And like I said, that should be baked in. Theaters don't like the 3 hour plus because, and it's not theaters. Well, yeah, I guess it would be theaters because they want as much in there as possible. But that's another thing too. So some of these theaters, if it's a big, what's a big theater? 24 screens, right? AMC 24 or something like that. It's 24 screens in there. It's not even 24 movies playing. Some of those screens need something in them. So just like you pay for IMAX, this could be something that you pay for. Extra, added. I don't know. I get what you're saying, but if it's extra pay involved, I don't think theaters have any kind of situation, especially on a premiere package. If all theaters start advertising like a premiere package where you actually come in and, like I said, they do the post show, you get a free t-shirt. Like, that's the thing. Like, they got to figure out a way to get, and the t-shirt ain't got to be the best quality. It don't. A free t-shirt or a free bucket, free collectible, a pack of stickers. It ain't got to be something that's crazy expensive. Just commemorable. That's it. Just commemorable. James McD said they need to hire Ryan Reynolds to market their movies. That motherfucker said he can. They need to have that motherfucker can sell some stuff. He can sell. He said, I enjoyed the Thunderbolts a lot, but it felt like a TV movie. I'm not mad at that take. I am not mad at that take. TV movie. Not mad at that. But maybe because it wasn't the greatest, the biggest of budgets. And I think they do need to trim down their budget and figure out how to make a great movie without Michael Bay in it. You know what I'm saying? Over super explosions, got a green screen, everything. Like, and no disrespect to Michael Bay, but slow down on spending all of this money. Slow down on it. Slow down. So they should archive the MCU movies that might help the theatrical run. Yeah. You ain't me, ain't that different in age, sir. I wasn't saying that to you. I'm just saying I'm pretty sure if we are around the same age, I'm pretty sure you remember them days, the rental days, the Blockbuster, whatever your mom and pop's rental movie spot was. You know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure you remember that. That's all I was saying. I want the upcoming movie to be awesome, but it all feels like a gimmick. Just a few characters that I truly care about now. It does. And I think that's another thing too. I think a lot of audiences feel duped, right? Feel just gimmicky. Feel like you just trying, like you're not doing nothing to get me there, and you're just throwing stuff at the wall and think I'm gonna come. Like, I don't have to show up for you, dog. I don't have to show up because you want She-Hulk to win. You know what I'm saying? And the way you write I don't have to show up for that. And I think audiences are learning that. I don't have to show up for this stuff, right? And you're giving me an out with this Disney Plus. I'll wait on Disney Plus. I don't have to show up for that. Oh, you Thunderbolts or Captain, like, you know what I'm saying? I don't have to show up. I don't. Scared for the X-Men. Hopefully they are done right. Yeah, I'm with you too. I am fearful of the X-Men. And that's why I kind of want you finna segue me into my next little quick subject real quick. Better marketing, Ryan Reynolds can make it happen. Right? Last one before I pivot. They've been offering advanced fan screenings for some of their movies with extra intros, free keychains, etc. Are you suggesting they charge extra or do those type of screenings for their older movies? A bit of both. I didn't know because I'm here in Jacksonville. So when I go to advanced, when I used to, they haven't had them in a minute. But when I used to go to advanced fan screenings, yes, they would give you like a free poster, you know, some keychain. They might have a extra intro. But imagine that now with what I'm talking about is on premiere day, because everybody don't get advanced fan screenings. Because to me, an advanced fan screen is the same thing when I was explaining about, and using whoever the YouTuber is, like a Straw Hat Goofy or E-Man or whatever. When they go to these premieres, it's kind of the same thing. It's just not a premiere; it's an advanced screening. They go to an actual premiere where the theater sets or the studio sets everything up, and it's a big event for New York City, or it's a big event for LA. You know what I'm saying? That's cool, but I don't live in LA. So since I don't live in LA, I do, right. I get the advanced fan screen and I go there and they hand me a poster and they say, oh, sit and watch, and then tweet about it after you watch it and say how good it is. That's cool. But how cool would it be when you buy that ticket on Thursday, or you buy that ticket on Friday, whatever day they want to do this premiere package, because I'm not calling it premiere like premiere, but like premiere. This is the package. This is the one like an IMAX screen. You go see it in IMAX, and for an extra $5, you know what I'm saying, this screening of or this screen does this. Instead of IMAX, you go to this screen. You know, things I don't know. I'm not that, so I don't know, but I'm just throwing things out there and say I think what will work. Let me get to my next subject, because y'all gonna have me talk about that all day. Y'all gonna have me keep talking about that before I end it. Y'all know how I feel about Feige. Y'all know I think Feige has ran his course, right? And I'm not saying he necessarily needs to be fired, step down, but I mean, if he gets fired, I'm not mad at it, so to speak, right? You know what I'm saying? But I do think he should step down. And when I put that out, somebody said, well, who should replace Feige? So I want to talk about who should replace Feige, because a lot of people don't even remember that it was a rumor going around that Feige was planning on stepping down. You know what I'm saying? As Marvel Studios president. Not necessarily anytime soon, but he was planning on stepping down. Right? That was one of the rumors that was going around. He was planning on stepping down. And this was, I think that was back in February or March of this year. You know what I'm saying? Where that rumor went around of him possibly stepping down. And we've had lots of rumors from over there at Disney and some of their big IP camps. Kathleen Kennedy, is she actually step down? Could Feige be next? Could he step down? I say they both need to go, because they've been super successful. It's cool for them to step down. Hell, it's even cool for them to be fired. And I bring this up because I hopped on Twitter today, and you know what I'm saying, and Rob Liefeld, you know what I'm saying, he had the same sentiment that I had. He had the same sentiment that I had. If this was sports, and I know it's not sports, but if this was sports, that coach or that GM would be gone, out of here. Out of here. That his track record as of late ain't the best. It ain't the best. I don't know what his season record would be, right? But it wouldn't be the best. He wouldn't make the playoffs. Matter of fact, let me ask y'all this. If from post-pandemic or post-endgame, is Marvel making the playoffs? Is Marvel making the playoffs as a football team? Are they making the playoffs as the basketball team? Are they making the playoffs as a baseball team? You know what I'm saying? Are they making the playoffs? Do you think this is a playoff caliber team that we're looking at? Right? They won the championship with Endgame. Won it. Right? Maybe they went to the playoffs a couple of times, got into the play-in, but I think they've been void of that for a couple of seasons now. Void of the playoffs. Right? I mean, we're seeing it now with the way that they firing coaches. GMs is getting up out of here. Change has to happen. I don't think Marvel has changed. I don't think Marvel looked at the pandemic and changed. I don't think Marvel looked at what they put out as far as Disney Plus, because that was, all of these companies came out with their own streaming platform. Hey, we got to do that. They're going to be at home. We ain't home no more, bro. But you have conditioned us to be home for your shit. But I don't think they've changed with the times. I don't think Feige's changed with the times. And that, I'm glad you asked that, Dwayne. Who would take his place? So let's get into who would take Feige's place. I just wanted to go on my little diatribe first before, let me link y'all into that. Who would take his place? That's a great question. Who could replace Kevin Feige? Let's just talk about it. Let's just talk about it. Life after Kevin Feige at Marvel Studios. You know what I'm saying? And let's give him all the praise in the world. Architect of the biggest cinematic empire ever in modern history. Let's give him all the grace, all the flowers that he deserves. All of it. I think he's the highest grossing executive ever, I think. I could be wrong. But he's up there. Look, he could be a Phil Jackson. He could be I don't know why I'm drawing a blank. From the Patriots. I don't like the Patriots, that's why. But he could be a great coach. He's great, one of them all-time greats. You know what I mean? All-time greats. So I'm gonna give him nothing but his just due, his flowers. He took nothing, put it on his back, and made something out of nothing. Iron Man. Who was checking for Iron Man? C to D list character at the time. Who was checking for Captain America? Same thing, C to D list. Thor, C to D list. Who was checking for these things? Hawkeye and Black Widow and C to D list. Gotta give him the praise. Right? So I'm gonna do that. Give him the praise. But I also got to ask the question. Who could fill his shoes? Should somebody fill his shoes? Should he step down or get nudged out? Who could possibly fill his shoes? Can anyone do it? I think so. I think we give him, he is, Hall of Famer. That's what Kevin Feige is a Hall of Famer. But just because you make the Hall of Fame don't mean that nobody else after you will not make the Hall of Fame. So it's other Hall of Famers that I believe could be coming in after him. And he might need to just make way. Maybe he needs to make way. Right? So, when he became the president back in 2007, produced $27 billion box office hits from Marvel, managed to make the comic book movie feel like Oscar-worthy epics. He's the Stan Lee. Like I said, we're gonna give him his flowers. He's the Stan Lee of the screen, if you think about it. He is what Stan Lee is on the movie side of things. You know what I'm saying? As to what Stan Lee was on the print side of things. So he gets all the accolades. He does, man. But over the years, we know the cracks started to show the VFX, you know what I'm saying? Oversaturation with the Disney Plus, the lack of clear direction after Endgame. I attribute this all on him. It's all on him. I know people, such and such was in charge of this, such and such. He is the end all be all. He signed I think he signs the checks. And if you don't, I'm gonna just use that in when I say, because he's the end all be all. Other than Bob Iger, he's the end all be all. Thirsty, y'all drink y'all some water, man. So let's break down who's in the running, who could be in the running. Now, Luis D'Esposito, right? First up, Luis D'Esposito. Now to me, that's a safe pick because he's already the co-president. You know what I'm saying? Been with Marvel forever. Feige's right-hand man, so to speak. He knows how the machine works. But he's the same to me. When the right-hand man, what is he going to change? Now could he come in and inspire a new creative vision? Maybe, maybe he could. Maybe he could be the guy to lead some things, do some things, change, or he could be a placeholder. D'Esposito could be a placeholder until they find the guy. So, Luis D'Esposito could be, I see him in the running. It's cool with him. At one point in time, we had Victoria Alonso. And I know y'all gonna be like, come on, man. They already got rid of her. Yeah, it's controversial, but she was also instrumental in the push. To me, it was the big three. It was Feige, D'Esposito, and Victoria Alonso. That was the big three over there at Marvel, right? what I was gonna say. She was big push for diversity. She did the whole VFX situation, which maybe that's why, who knows. But her recent exit was real controversial, raised a lot of eyebrows, they wanted to show that they were willing to move on from the things that she was doing. Maybe they thought that, hey, we fired Victoria London. This goes back to how teams operate too. This is how teams operate. They'll fire somebody and say, oh, a change is coming. We fired Victoria Alonso, so this has changed things. But I don't think Victoria Alonso was as hands-on as they tried to make her, because nothing really changed after her firing. Nothing really changed after her firing, right? Who else was over there? Nate Moore. I don't even want to. I mean, Nate Moore has some things under his belt, but I don't like what he did. So he would not be my pick. He would not be my pick. I know Black Panther, Falcon and Winter Soldier. Do I think he is? Do I think he is creative? I think he could probably be good, but I think he would have to have somebody over his shoulder or attached to him to reel him in, right? Because the bonehead move of killing T'Challa, to me, Nate Moore might be more responsible. No, let me just give a little bit grace to Kevin Feige. Nate Moore might be more responsible for the downfall of Marvel than only reason why I give it to Feige, because Feige is the guy. He signed off on it. But Nate Moore coming up with the idea of getting rid of T'Challa prematurely is what, to me, destroyed the future of the MCU. Because I think they had a game plan laid out. T'Challa, Captain Marvel, these was going to be our guys going forward. These was going to lead the new Avengers going forward. They got a fan base, built both billion-dollar movies. Namor said, nah, we don't need a T'Challa. It's the mantle. We could just throw anybody in the mantle. We don't need a T'Challa. Okay. How's that working for you, buddy? How was that working for you, buddy? Right? Now pick of mine would be Brad Wonderbaum. Brad Wonderbaum. He's over there. He's running the streaming and animation division. We've seen X-Men 97. What If? I'm not a big fan of What If, but I don't think that's, I'm just not a big fan of What If anyway. I think the multiverse is a bad overarching storyline, and I think that's why I wasn't a fan of What If. You know what I'm saying? Disney, if Disney is if they lean into streaming, Wonderbaum would be the guy who could help usher with all those ideas that I talked about. I think Wonderbaum would be right on board with doing something like that, right? I think what if, and this is another thing too. What if they implemented, instead of going to YouTube? This is another way to control it. About what I was talking about previously with the whole post movie audience, interaction. You have to, in order to do that, you have to have Disney Plus. Boom, boom. You go into Disney Plus, right? And that's the way that y'all interact. Not through YouTube, it's through Disney Plus. So now you're using a Disney platform while you're in the theaters watching a Disney or Marvel movie that you pay extra for to do anyway. See, I'm telling you, man, they need to holler. Marvel, holler at me. I got ideas for days to help y'all out. Right? So to me, Brad Wonderbaum, I think, would be on board with doing something like that. And I think him, younger guy, I think he would know how to usher Marvel into the future of what's going on out here now. The streaming, because I think the old heads over at Marvel, Disney, even Feige, Iger, I think when they think streaming, they just think streaming. Disney Plus, that's streaming. They don't understand the streamers. Me. People like me. If you're a stream, like utilizing us to push your thing, not just have us show up at a premiere in New York or LA, but actually utilizing us. Let us push your trailer, right? Let us push your trailer without us getting hit. Utilize the streamers. Figure out a way so streamers can actually promote your stuff. You'd be surprised at how much that would help. Then there's Jon Favreau. I think somebody in the chat said Jon Favreau. We know that he is kind of the orchestrator of the MCU first or second film, depending on how you're looking at it. With Iron Man, he did the whole Iron Man thing. He killed it over there at Lucasfilms with his Mandalorian situation. I don't think they appreciate him over there as much as maybe they should. And this could be a way for him to move up, take a step up. Hey, I'll take that job over there at Marvel. If Feige don't want to do it right, I'll do it. You know what I mean? I don't think that would necessarily be a bad thing. I don't think that'd be a bad thing. He's a fan favorite. I think he knows his. He knows his material. I think I want to say he's a comic book guy. That's another thing too. Comic book guys. When you get up in there, I think you hire a team of people who actually enjoy. I'm gonna take it back to the sports analogy. As a coach, you don't, or as a GM, you don't hire a football guy. Right? You don't hire somebody who knows how to play pool to be on the staff. You know what I'm saying? Of the day-to-day, the people who actually, the creatives. Because let me say, because I know it's an actual company, so everybody don't have to be that, right? But when it comes to the people who have their fingers in the creative process, they should be comic book people. Not just movie people, comic book people. Because it can be an intersection, it can be across the two. Or you should try to have a majority of comic book people there. At least. From what we understand, they don't like comic book people in the building. They don't like them in the building. What kind of stuff is that? Your whole concept of what you do is based off of these books. And I know this is the wrong thing, but I'm just, it's based off of the concept of these books. I just grabbed one. And nobody knows the books until they get into, oh, snap. You want me to direct what? Oh, I don't read comics. That's all right, man. We need you. Here, read this. That ain't how it works. Be a fan. Are you a fan? That should be the first thing to ask. I don't mean like Drake fan, but are you a fan? Do you like comics? Would you invest in yourself into reading? If I say, hey, man, we're doing Blue Marvel. Oh, snap, Blue Marvel. I heard about that. Haven't read it all the way through. Well, here you go. Here go all the material. Read through it. Read it. Enjoy it. I'm going to give you some time to enjoy it. And when I come back, I'm going to ask you again, hey, how did you like Blue? That should be part of the audition process, right? So Jon Favreau, I think Jon Favreau, I think he wants the smoke. I think he'll want the smoke. I think he'll want that smoke. Then we get into, I don't knows, right? The Russo brothers. I can't have them. I don't think I would want them running Marvel. I don't think they do a good job with Marvel stuff. Their own stuff, 50-50 on their own stuff. So I don't necessarily know. Now they are fans. They're great creatives. So I would give them the benefit of the doubt, but maybe as a placeholder or just having them, you know what? No, running it. No, on the team. Yes. Right. Using sports analogies again, as a trainer, assistant head coach, assistant coaches, things of that nature. Yeah, they need to be on the team. They could be on the team. So, you know, I know everybody loved them for Winter Soldier, Civil War, Infinity War, Endgame. They're the ones who brought it home, right? They're the ones who brought it home, orchestrated all that mythic level stuff. You know what I'm saying? But could they run a whole studio? I don't know. Producing and directing is two totally different things. I don't know. Different beast. Here's another one that was brought up. You think Kathleen Kennedy could move over? Hell no. Hell no. Listen to me. Look at me, people. No, KK need to just retire. She's done. She did great for a minute. She did great for a minute. She can stay right, or she can go off into the sunset and enjoy the money that she's made. You know, no. So I don't agree with that. Do not agree with that. Hold on one second. And then there's AV-A-Ride, who has been a producer. He's over at Sony. And I know y'all can be like, Sony. I think Sony was doing, and I did a video on this. I think Sony was just throwing things out just so Marvel couldn't do it. That's what I think. I think Sony, because you know they have to use that IP, that Spider-Man IP, because you know all the things that they did. Because I think Sony owns other Marvel properties too. Let me look this up. I think Sony owns other Marvel properties, but they just kept doing Spider-Man IP. Let me see real quick. Let's see. I don't know what that is. But I think if Sony really wanted, if you know what I'm saying, I think they was just being spiteful, right? Me personally. I think they was being spiteful. I think that they can, you know, I think they could put out quality. It's not like Sony hasn't put out a quality Spider-Man movie before. Right? Sony has done a quality Spider. The first couple Spider-Man, the first two was good. The third one got a little crazy. And then my favorite Spider-Man, which is Amazing Spider-Man, is good. You know what I'm saying? Like they can put out good films. It's to me, they just seemingly choosing to play that game. Like, we'll do. And Sony's not losing. Because they got other properties, so they just use this and say, we'll do that. Well, whatever. So I do think they have other properties. I don't know. If they have other Marvel properties, I think AV-A-Rad, he's not a bad producer. He's been around for a long time, right? But he's also been around for a long time. I don't know how good he'll be with this new, stream, how streaming is and coming to this stream world, things of that nature. Somebody said James Gunn. I said James Gunn is already over there at DC. Let James Gunn cook over there at DC. I want to see James Gunn cook. So that's another thing that's when people talk about fatigue. It's fatigue because there's only one king in the castle, or there's no competition. Where the competition at? And I'm talking about on the theatrical front. Where's the competition? DC, I need y'all to cook. Y'all got to cook, man. If there's competition out there, it's going to make them have to change. Because now they got to compete. And I don't know if during the time period Marvel was over there looking at DC, was like, oh, okay, they got some over there with Zack Snyder, and they actually doing, because it's not whether they're you know, just somebody showing up to the playground makes you have to compete. Somebody hopping on the court of the field, now you got to compete. You got to at least win. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can come out there and be like, oh, okay, they scrubs. I get it. And you can run over them. That's cool. But at least you competed, or they competed. There's no competition. Steel sharpens steel, man. You know what I'm saying? Now, to me, the wild card would be somebody totally new. And I'm open to y'all telling me, do y'all have anybody totally new that y'all would throw the name into the hat? You know what I'm saying? What if Marvel went with somebody completely outside? A Netflix executive, you know what I'm saying? Visionary from the gaming world. You know what I'm saying? Phil and Laura, Chris Miller. You know what I'm saying? Maybe the next Marvel era shouldn't be predicated on these big billion-dollar blockbusters. You know what I'm saying? Maybe they need to slow. Maybe they just need to worry about just making the playoffs, but not going to the finals. Not making it to the championship. Maybe championship shouldn't be on their mind right now. Maybe they should be in rebuild. Who would be a good rebuild coach? Who would be a good rebuild GM? Somebody to take Marvel into the next era. Right? Maybe Feige's successor could be somebody who goes far beyond cinema. Right? Feige built a cinematic universe. What if now we start building universes not just cinematically, but through toys, through what am I talking about? Theme parks and all of these things. VR, AR, short film and stream. You know what I'm saying? What if you need a visionary to be able to bridge all of it? Because that's what the kids now, they all into all of that. How do they sneak the anime crowd back over? How do they get some of them? They don't, you know what I'm saying? How do they get that anime crowd to like anime also? Because you don't necessarily need that crowd to leave anime, but you want that anime crowd to just turn their head and look over here. Oh, snap. That's intriguing too, because you can like two things at once, right? Right. So I want to, like I said, I didn't want to make this long. Just want to hear from y'all. Who do y'all think should run Marvel Studios when ultimately Kevin leaves, whether he's fired or whatever? Drop your thoughts over. You can drop them here, comment here, comment on Twitter, Instagram. You know where to find me at. All of that stuff like that, man. And he ain't gone yet, but Marvel is in disarray, major change, major everything. The audiences, they're evolving. You know what I'm saying? The expectations for what Marvel is doing is shifting. So that next person who sits down in that chair won't just inherit a legacy. You know what I mean? They'll be responsible for redefining, reshaping what a superhero universe looks like, because Feige gave us that, right? Feige was the first one to give us a superhero universe. We've had sequels. Had given us sequels is one thing. Feige gave us a cinematic universe. And he needs to be applauded for that. So he gets nothing, applaud, salutes, and kudos for me for doing that. But now, do we take it a step further, or do we take it a step back? Right? We had the Showtime Lakers for a while. Then we went down. Then we went and got Phil and Shaq and Kobe, right? Where's the next Phil, Shaq, and Kobe at? We need a next Phil, Shaq, and Kobe. I hate to say it. That's what you need. That's what you need. So yeah, we got to talk succession. That's what we got to talk about. What's next? And I just don't think Feige is it. Me personally, I do not think Feige is it. So let me hit the chat. What I leave off at before I go. Get through these chats real quick. Boom. Jamie D said, I would almost suggest Jon Favreau, but I think he's busy heading up Star. He's not heading up Star Wars. That's still Kathleen Kennedy over there. Then I heard that they were going to give it to what's my man? Dave Filoni. I heard Dave Filoni was in the mix. Dave Filoni might need to come, but I think Dave Filoni is an actual Star Wars guy. I don't know. Dave Filoni could be. How about the gentleman who made Logan the Wolf? Logan the Wolf was dope. I don't know about him as a producer, though. Him as a director, yeah, that's one thing. Logan, that's one thing. As a director, come in, you know, fresh talent on the directing scene. That's different, but nah. And you know, I wish how many all the black executives don't be really doing nothing like that. I'll go say like Tyler Perry, 50 Cent. You know, it's black executives that we got, but they're not in this space. I want to know if y'all could let me know what black executives could be in this space, right? What black executives do y'all think could be in this space? Black producers in this comic book space. That's because I would love to see a black face, male or female. Nita Costa's relatively new, so I would like. Maybe what's my girl? What's my girl? Ava DuVernay. Maybe Ava DuVernay. Just to throw some more names because we're talking about brand new names. Ava DuVernay. Ryan Coogler is a good director, but I don't know. Him as a producer, we saw what he did with Sinners. I would like for him to just continue doing that. Just get that up under his belt, build that cachet, do what he does over there with Sinners as a producer and director over there, you know. But man, I would love to know what black directors, what black executives and black producers who could come over there. Stamina MC says, "Oh, Marvel has changed, just not in demonstrably positive ways, not yet at least. They've encouraged habits that'll take time to unlearn, both for them as a studio and us." It's true. That right there is a bar. That is a bar. Totally 100% a bar. They've encouraged habits that'll take time to unlearn, both for them as a studio and us as viewers. And it's not just them. I think, like I said, the whole operation has to figure out how to recalibrate the studio and to recalibrate us as viewers. Because right now, it's going to be a hard one. The cravening. Not the cravening. or give me Morbius 2. It's Morbin time. Oh, man. They should stop with the forced messaging and just make entertaining stuff. If the message naturally fits in the story, go for it. Don't agree. No, hey, agreed. No lies. If Doomsday Secret Wars underperformed, he's most definitely out. I think, look, you putting it on the, well, okay. That's not a bad take. If Doomsday underperforms, it's not a bad take. I'm going to go a step further. If Fantastic Four under, that'll be 3 in a row. 3 in a row. 3 in a row. If Fantastic Four, especially as the summer blockbuster, in the time frame that it's in, if it don't do, oh man. Whoever replaces Kevin just needs to have an equal passion for cape shit. Over time, he came to show his business acumen to be his primary talent, which is unfortunate considering recent situations. Yeah, right. True. Both the Avengers films need over $2 billion to break even. Damn, $2 billion. I don't think it's $2 billion. You talking about together? Nah, I don't think it's $2 billion. I think they have spent a lot of money, but I don't think it's $2 billion. If that's the case, he cooked. If that's the case, he done. Well, I don't know. I could see you say each one or just all together. Each one ain't making $2 billion. For the reason I don't think any of the names we already know are the best fit, even if they're. I agree with that. These are just the obvious names who I'm pretty sure would be on the short list from the jump. Those hierarchical names. You know what I'm saying? I don't know who would be and that's why I'm just throwing out there, because I would have to really go do the due diligence to see who would be best qualified for his job. But he's making it easy for a coup to happen right now. I'll tell you that. They shot somebody who's genuine fan of the material and somebody from the outside. Okay. I like that. I like that. With the exception of what if Marvel animation has been better than the movies. I agree. That's not a bad take. X-Men 97 leading the way. I think and that's another thing. Maybe they should go in on Marvel animation. I don't think this Eyes of Wakanda is going to be good. I really don't. But maybe Marvel, I think they should take a break and tell stories through Marvel animation. Take a break. Reassess the market. Do this animation thing, right? You see what's going on. Because you Invincible, right? Which I think is dope. If we just want to talk anime and how they do things, right? Like you want to do wild, crazy characters that don't nobody really know, put it in animation. I hate to say it. Wonder Man could have been a dope animated show. You want to do live action and swap him with a black dude for no reason. Why? Put him in animation. You want to tell that story? Do it animated. Do it animated. Yep. Utilize streaming. I don't trust the Russos anymore. Not after. A lot of people don't trust them Russos, man. Jon Favreau might, or shall I say, be the move with comic book writers and fans involved. Favreau, I like Favreau. The Russos have their own company that they're running into the ground. Long term, they don't want to play with other people's toys like that. They want to build their own toy box. Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Just being on the team, consultants, maybe something like that. On the team. Sony got offered whatever they wanted from the Marvel cat. They took Spider-Man and bounced. They said, right. Lord of Miller wouldn't be a bad choice. Yeah, Lord of Miller. I'm not mad at Lord of Miller. The producer of Netflix's Daredevil, Luke Cage, or The Punisher. I think that was, but you know what? That was old. That's back when Ike Perlmutter owned Marvel. When Ike Perlmutter owned Marvel, he I think it was him and AV. Let's see who it was. I want to say it was him and AV Arad. Now you got me going over my time limit, but it's cool. Let me see. I want to see who the producers were on this. Showrunners Stephen DeKnight, Douglas Petrie, Marco Ramirez, Eric Olson. Executive producers were Peter Friedlander, Ellie Gross, Chris Henningman, Cindy Holland, Alan Fine, Stan Lee, Joe Quesada, Dan Berkeley, Jim Chory, Jeff Loeb, Dave Goodard, Steve DeKnight, Mark Verheerden, Allison Engel, Marco Ramirez, Douglas Petrie, Karim Zierk, Eric Olson, with regular producers as Katie Johnson, Sine Hoffman, Evan Perazzo. Not AV, so there was no AV Arad on this. I thought, who was the Marvel Television. So Marvel Television consisted of Jeff Loeb and Karim Zierk. I thought had a hand in that. I look, guess I was wrong. I thought, never mind. Guess I was wrong. Could have sworn Ike Perlmutter had something to do with that. Say rebuild. Somebody who's a fan, and when the outside is most preferable, get somebody who's a genuine fan and from the outside. Okay, got you. Yep. Ava DuVernay would need a team around her too. That name of thing she did was not. Man, the crazy. You're right. I don't know if they. Damn, I forgot about name, because I like the comic. I like the Naomi comic, but you're right. Damn. Forgot about that show. Well, you know, it was CW though. It was CW. You know, it's damn it. Antoine Fuqua. That's my guy. I like Antoine Fuqua. But as a what has let me see what Antoine Fuqua has produced. Because remember, he's taking over a producer role, not necessarily director. You know what I'm saying? As a producer, what has he produced? Let me see. What has he produced? He says he's a film director and producer. Executive producer on Brooklyn's Finest, The Magnificent Seven, Infinite, Emancipation, documentary films. He was a producer on No Television. So he's got some produce. So he's got some stuff underneath his belt. No, he has done television. I'm sorry. My bad. Executive producer on Ice, The Terminal List, which was dope. And Legacy, the true story of the LA Lakers. So he's been an executive producer, and he's been a producer. So okay. He produced. He was a regular producer on The Olympus Has Fallen, Southpaw, Equalizer 2, The Guilty, Bullet Train, Equalizer 3, and Rob Peace. So yeah, that's not a bad one. I like that. Something bit me on my damn leg. That's not a bad one. These mosquitoes. Got to be a mosquito because I got the garage open. So that's not bad, man. That is not bad. So I now feel Feige worked so well because he had Ike Perlmutter sitting on his head, and I hate that guy. A lot of people, I know we all hate. I'm gonna let that sit for a second. Ike Perlmutter, who owned Marvel, it was his thing. I'm gonna just let that sit. You said something there. You said something there. Tell you that. Born Again Stephen Knight has said he's down to work for Marvel again, but his phone ain't been ringing. Look, man, somebody said that Feige does not like other people coming in and soliciting help or giving their opinion on things. And I think when you have these great producers and people like Steve the Knight or even an Ike Perlmutter sitting over you telling you, Ike Perlmutter is, and I'm gonna say this: we don't like Ike. We do not like Ike Perlmutter. Ike Perlmutter got Marvel out of bankruptcy. Ike Perlmutter is responsible for what a lot of 90s kids know Marvel to be. Hate to say it. Hate to say it. But yeah. With great responsibility comes, yes, it does. Comes great power. You see that. You see it. See, it's sad when MCU fanfics have more internet. Yeah. What's better, street level, multiverse movies? I think street level is better because multiverse movies are too expensive and come. Yes, I agree with you 100%. Street level is better. Kevin, I know you're probably new to the channel because I don't recall seeing you. And if so, appreciate you for joining in and watching the stream. Subscribe, bro. Subscribe because I'm with you. The multiverse is not only just too expensive and complicated. It was stupid to make a grandiose big thing about it anyway. Multiverse should have just been a 3-movie situation, right? They didn't explain it well. They changed what the multiverse was mid-storytelling. It's convoluted. I can go on and on about why the multiverse was just dumb to do it from the beginning. They should not have threw everything into the multiverse the way that they did it. It's lazy writing. There's no stakes involved when you have the multiverse. Anybody could die. Anybody could come back. Who cares about this world blowing up? We're just going to go over to the next world. Or they start a story over in this world. It blows up. Who cares about that world blowing up? It's not the MCU world that I'm used to, right? So I agree with you 1,000%, bro. 1,000%. But man, my time is up. I done went over my. I told my wife how I did an hour 45, man. So let me end this. Let me end this. Let me show y'all the schedule. I've been on vacation, so that's why you haven't been getting no videos from me. But here is the stream schedule. Mondays, I do Blurred AF on Mondays, 8 p.m. Y'all lock in with me on that. I do Blues House Live on Thursdays at 8 p.m. As you see, that's what we're doing here right now. And then I do Blues News throughout the week. So y'all be on the lookout for that. Hopefully I'm going to start bringing y'all a little bit more diverse content. Probably starting next week. You know what I'm saying? And when I say diverse, just different videos, whether it's music or whether it's movies or whether it's Marvel, comics, stuff like that. I'm going to be, you know what I'm saying, giving y'all a lot more content. So be on the lookout for that, man. And don't forget to like, share, subscribe, man. Y'all know where I'm at. I'm at Blues House. Let me see, last 2 comments. Let's go. Marvel's handling of the multiverse is not indicative of what's possible, in my opinion. Instead of being about possibilities, it's been about memories. Scattered ones that both have their place in the end. Okay, I see what you're saying. That's because they don't know what they're doing over there. They don't know what the multiverse is. Is the multiverse a different universe? Right? Is it just a different timeline? They don't know what the multiverse is. So it's anything. It's anything, and that's what makes it bad. It's anything. Dwayne says street level is better. All right, y'all. That's my time. That is my time. Like I said, I appreciate y'all, man. Y'all really showed up for me today. I appreciate it. Oh shit, I already got it. My bad. But yeah, y'all really showed up for me, man. Thanks for visiting Blues House. This is Blues House Live, as you know. Hope y'all enjoyed today and the video that I put out, man. Hit that like button, share, subscribe. Memberships are open, as you know, as you see the ticker down there if you want to become a member. I'm going to try to do some things on there, some interviews, possibly, hopefully, I soon as some other people start reaching back and quit flaking, there's been some flaking that's going on. I don't know why, but it'll be some interviews on there. So if you want to join the membership, you can become a member, you know, I want to build this community, and hopefully y'all want to see me grow and have fun over here, because I'm all about having fun, regardless of what my takes is. Regardless of what my takes is, whether you agree with my takes or not, I want to have fun with y'all. You know what I'm saying? We can, I don't want to argue. We could debate. We can have strong debates, but at the end of the day, I want it to be fun for y'all over here. You know what I'm saying? I want y'all to come over here and have fun and enjoy. I want y'all to tell me what y'all want me to talk about, or what y'all think that I said that was trash. You know what I'm saying? If y'all be like, man, Blue, that was a trash take, we could talk about it. No heat, no malice, no nothing. You know what I'm saying? So y'all enjoy the rest of y'all evenings. I am out. Yes, roll over the Pantheon guys are over there doing it right now. Chill, Marcus and Darius over there at Planet Fanatics and Chill's channel, depending on which one you want to go to. Y'all go over there and kick it with them. And I am out. Peace. Yeah, you got to go home, but you got to get the hell up out of here. Where is my outro?